Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Ni hao ma, howdy, and live, trance, and prosper. Hi, I'm Professor Brian David Phillips, and welcome to my home. So let's get to it. Is artificial intelligence blurring the line between reality and illusion? In a world where AI can create deepfakes, virtual influencers, and entire fake conversations, how do we know what's real? And does it even matter anymore? Robert Anton Wilson is my absolute favorite author and philosopher. In fact, I reread most of his books every 5 years like clockwork. And Wilson once said that reality is what you can get away with it. He was fascinated by quantum mechanics and the idea that our perception of reality is always subjective. But in the age of AI, that statement feels more relevant than ever. When a computer can generate a photorealistic video of someone who doesn't exist, or when an algorithm can write convincing human dialogue, it's hard not to question what's real and what's just pixels pretending. So, can we still trust reality? Or are we living in a kind of Schrödinger's universe where everything is real and fake at the same time? In this video, I want to explore how AI is challenging our ability to discern truth from illusion. Deepfakes, synthetic voices, virtual influencers, they're all just the beginning. These tools are powerful, creative, and sometimes outright deceptive. Are they helping us become more critical thinkers, or are they making us easier to manipulate? Let's unpack it. Let's start with deepfakes, those hyper-realistic videos where someone appears to say or do something they never actually did. A politician delivering a fake speech, a celebrity endorsing a product they've never heard of. These aren't just entertaining tricks, they're examples of how AI can create entire realities from scratch. Add to that virtual influencers, digital personae with millions of followers, and synthetic media like AI-generated news articles, and suddenly it feels like we're living in a world where reality itself is up for grabs. Here's where it gets tricky. On one hand, these tools are amazing. Imagine the possibilities for art, storytelling, and education. I've thought about this a lot. An AI-generated historical figure could come alive to teach us about the past. A virtual performer could create music that transcends the limits of human creativity. But on the other hand, this same technology can be used to spread misinformation, manipulate public opinion, and erode trust in what we see and hear. In every video, voice, or image, they can all be faked. So if they can all be faked, how do we know what's true anymore? The United States just recently went through a big election. Taiwan went through a big one just recently before that. And there was a lot of AI-generated misinformation and deepfakes. Donald Trump was shown with a black family having a picnic in a photograph that wasn't real. It was just posted to make it seem like he was friendlier to black voters. Okay. Taylor Swift was shown with a MAGA shirt that she supported Trump. She had to come out. The actual person had to come out and say, no, that wasn't me. I supported Kamala Harris. And that's a thing now where real people have to say, hey, that one wasn't me. But unfortunately, sometimes people don't believe that, okay? There was a very obvious fake photo of Donald Trump during a hurricane where he was trudging through the flood waters wearing, the flood gear, and he's rescuing a kitten. Guys, and most of you know that that never happened. That was fake. But I have family members who posted that thinking that was a real photo of the real Donald Trump. Reality is being twisted and changed. It's almost like 1984, where the they can say one thing one way and then the next day it's completely opposite and their followers have to completely change gears. Reality, language itself is used to pervert reality. So let's be careful out there, guys. But for this video, here's the big question. Is AI forcing us to become more discerning, or is it making us more gullible? In some ways, it feels like we're in a quantum state of truth where reality and illusion coexist. And the only way to collapse the wave function is to pay close attention. But not everyone has the tools to do that. Remember when the mainstream media was that was called fake news because they were reporting truth, and the guys who didn't want people to know the truth called it fake news, and suddenly fake news is a phrase that's in our vocabulary, and that's just weird. Okay, let's consider the 2020 deepfake of Barack Obama. It was created to raise awareness about the dangers of manipulated media, but it also demonstrated how easily people could be fooled. Even when the creator of the deepfake explained this is fake, many viewers still found it unsettling and convincing. This shows how our brains are wired to trust what we see, even when we know it might not be real. I'm a hypnotist. I train hypnotists. I've been doing it for 40 years. I'm so old. And one of the things that we talk about is the placebo effect. Placebo effect is it's not real medicine, but if you believe it's real, you still feel better. But here's the thing. Even when people know they have the placebo and they're told, here, take this pill, it's not the real medicine, it's the placebo, but take it. Um, they still get better than no medicine because people are wired to believe. Then there's the rise of virtual influencers like Lil Miguela, a completely digital person with millions of followers. People interact with her as if she's real, even though they know she's not. She endorses products, participates in social issues, and even dates other virtual characters. What's fascinating is that her influence feels just as real as that of human influencers. It's a reminder our perception of authenticity doesn't always require physical reality. It's all up here, guys. Well, let's not forget about synthetic news. AI can now write articles that sound human, but they might be riddled with bias or inaccuracies. For example, a fake news site could use AI to produce convincing but false stories, eroding trust in journalism. That's already started, guys. The line between information and propaganda gets blurry when machines can generate content faster than humans can verify it. Of course, some people argue that these tools are just extensions of what humans have always done. After all, illusion and deception aren't new concepts. Magicians, artists, and advertisers have been bending reality for centuries. The difference now is the scale and speed at which AI operates. The question isn't whether AI will create illusions, it's whether we're prepared to navigate them. A couple centuries ago, there was a pamphlet that went around saying Thomas Jefferson was a hermaphrodite. Oh, yeah. It wasn't true, but people believed it. Most people didn't. They didn't have access to it. Today, that would just go viral. Okay. There's certain politicians. Just recently, a commenter, a talking head on Fox News, said a particular very famous Hollywood actor was transgender, that the dude was born a gal. Not true, but this particular jokester made it sound as if he actually believed it to be true, and now it's out there. It's nonsense. Because of media, it spreads quicker. AI can make that stuff spread even faster. There are twists to this, though. Maybe this isn't just a problem, maybe it's an opportunity. If we know that reality is more fluid than we thought, we might become better at questioning what we're shown. AI could force us to sharpen our critical thinking skills, to demand more transparency, and to take a more active role in constructing our own realities. In a way, it's a call to wake up, to stop passively consuming and start actively discerning. So, can we trust what's real anymore? The answer is complicated. AI is blurring the lines between reality and illusion, but it's also revealing just how much our reality has always been constructed. The challenge now is to stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember that the truth isn't always as obvious as it seems. Now, personally, I have preferences for one or two things we can do to help the situation. For instance, I personally believe that even though the United States and many other countries have freedom of speech, I believe that political speech must be regulated, in that you must not ever knowingly lie in political speech. So those campaign ads, often fueled by cocaine, uh, campaign ads and campaign speeches, whether it's by a candidate or a PAC, should never contain lies. You shouldn't be lying to the public to garner votes. You must always tell the truth for a number of reasons, but I think that's just one place to start. And the same should be true of news channels. And if news channels have talking heads that claim, I don't know, we're not news, we're entertainment. Well, and that you're aware of who I'm talking about when I say that. Fox News, one of their defenses when Tucker Carlson was, they said Tucker Carlson spread lies. Fox News said, well, he's an entertainer. He's not news. So no reasonable person should believe him. But he was on a network called Fox News. And so to me, if you have commentators on your news channels, they also should be held to that rigorous standard of no lies. Um, there's always views. We can always look at the news of facts and interpret it differently. But when you outright lie about things, there should be consequences, in my opinion. But of course, just one dude, just one dude, one dude, one dude, one gal. And it's important that we collectively take care of ourselves and others. What do you think? Is AI making you more aware of illusions, or just more confused? Have you ever been fooled by a deepfake or synthetic media? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're navigating this strange world. And remember, if an AI ever says This video is not a deepfake. It might just be the ultimate reverse psychology. Thanks for watching. Well, that's it. Be sure to check the links in the description below, as well as the videos in this YouTube channel. I am Professor Brian David Phillips, an associate professor at National Chengchi University in Taipei, Taiwan, where, in addition to teaching undergraduate and graduate courses in English, literature, and language, I am part of research project work in the use of artificial intelligence for language education. I hope you enjoyed this video. For now, though, this is Professor Brian David Phillips saying, live, trance, and prosper. Bye-bye.
Breathe deep, close your eyes, and surrender to the cause. Let the rhythm of the symbols take you far. In the dance of the arcana, see your story start to bloom. Every flip, every turn, it's like magic in the room. Tarot trance, feel the vibe, let your spirit take a